welcome back to Football Watch 90. Today I have, well, you already know from the thumbnail, the Nike Phantom GX2. Now, without further ado, let's just already go to the colorway. This is the Blue Fury with white. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of the previous GX2 colorways, and I did hesitate to get anything until these shoes came out in this colorway. I actually think this color is pretty like a really rich blue, and you see the color in the heel. It's also kind of like a metallic blue. I think it looks pretty awesome, and just that's one of the reason that I got these shoes. But I have the Superflies in the background. It's also a comparison that I want to make with the GX. Here you see that the upper is again like usual Nike knitted upper. And one thing that I found interesting is that for this model, the outside is not exposed grip knit like the Superflies are. They're actually covered in a waxy coating, and that's gonna play a role in something that I'm gonna talk about later. Here's the stud pattern. As you see, I'm using the FG stud patterns. It's pretty interesting what Nike did here with this wave texture. I think it's pretty cool. At the same time, I think that simpler is better, but however, with the other colorways, I just felt like it wasn't really doing it justice. But this colorway, I actually think fits and suits the shoe a lot better, and it just looks a lot nicer. The way it pops in the field and everything is just overall better. This is my grip test. So let's hear the grip test. The grip sound test. Now, before I do that with the Superflies, I just wanted to show you the damage that the brush did when I was cleaning them. And I just see the sound difference when the GX are new. Feels less, but it's already new, so judge. Now, in terms of the inner lining, it's very similar to the Superflies. You have this kind of synthetic suede material in the inside that feels more plastic-ish or synthetic. It goes to the midpoint of the arc of the foot, and then you can see that the heel lining is also very similar to the Superfly. Like I said, it goes up to here, and then below that it's just nothing more to kind of keep your foot in lockdown. But when it comes to the cushion in the heel lining, it's pretty similar to the Superflies. They're very minimal, and I think that Nike does a pretty good job with the heel lining, so there's no complaints about it. It's soft and doesn't hurt the ankle. Now, when it comes to sizing, I would say that you just go through the size. This is a size 10 in Nike, and usually going through the size with Nike seems to work across the board with all the shoes that I get from that company. I cannot say the same for Puma or Adidas. It's kind of confusing, but this one is very comfortable. Overall, the shoe feels like give you a good sense of lockdown without being too compressive on your feet. One of the things that I do find to be a bit of a problem, but it's not really an issue, it's just that you need time to get used to the grippiness of the Nike shoes with the grip knit. And like I said, this one has a coating on it. For some reason, a lot of reviewers said that this kind of rib or waves on the shoe helped with the shoe not being too grippy. But I think that this kind of grippiness that's coating the whole shoe kind of makes it a little bit extra. So definitely it feels like the shoe gets stuck to the ball, and it depends which ball you play with, because it seems to me, and this is my personal opinion, that grippiness works better with Adidas balls than Nike's, because the Nike ball doesn't have a coating that's kind of waxy, so upon the contact it doesn't really get the maximum amount of grippiness. Compared to the Adidas, they do have some sort of waxy coating on it, and I think it just makes the performance of the grip knit and other shoes like the Predator or the Pumas that have extra grippiness on the surface. It just gives it that extra boost. But again, don't use this shoe straight for a match if you're not used to the grippiness. And once you wear the shoe, once you wear it a couple times, the grippiness I wouldn't say it wears off, but you don't feel it as much, maybe because of the dirt that's going to be piling up on top of the shoe. But still, it does perform very well in terms of having grip on the ball. Now when it comes to the ball control when dribbling or juggling the ball, I would say that the feeling with this grip knits, again, very minimal. It feels like there's not really any padding, so they have the least amount of layers in the shoe, and you really feel close contact to the ball, and that could be either good or a bad thing. It just depends what you're used to. More of the modern shoes are going for a more minimal feel, unless you're buying some leather shoes, which we see less common nowadays. It's kind of rare. The only options for leather boots are the Copas and the Mizuno boots, and of course there are other Japanese brands that still use kangaroo leather, which I probably would recommend those more over anything like this if you wanted some padding. But this is very minimal. Of course, that extra grippiness is something that you need to get used to when you're juggling the ball. Other than that, I don't think it's something that I dislike. It's pretty cool, and again, once you get used to it, it's a pretty good sensation. Watch out, here comes Fast and the Furious, Lightning McQueen, Evel Knievel, swimming through. I'm not going to the park that I usually used to go to, and I have to use this imaginary goalpost. So I am marking it with these lines just so that you get an idea that when I'm doing this free kick test, I'm not just trying to kick the ball anywhere. I do have some sort of reference of where I want the ball to go. In this case, I am using that yellow post where it's holding up the electrical post. And nonetheless, that's just where I'm aiming at. So every other shot that's not going in that area where the red dot is right now is basically a bad shot, but you guys get an idea. I'm just trying to use this free kick test as a good reference point to how accurate I'm kicking the ball, but also get a good feel of the shoe. Now, like I said, there is an extra grippiness sensation to the shoe because of the waxy coating. So I do feel like you get more curve with this shoe than you do get with the Mercurials. However, there's some sort of sensation that I would say you get with shoes that are very minimal, like the Mercurial and something like the GX as well. I would say that you even get the sensation even with the Predators, even though they do have the Hybrid Touch 2.0 and the rubber Predator elements. But I would say that when you actually get a good hit, that you get a good grip with the ball that is gonna give it that extra curve. I feel like it's like a slapping sensation that you really slap the ball very well. Now my thoughts with the stud patterns are that I have a mixed feeling. I don't like how they look, I'll just be honest, but that stud over here that I'm pointing at, there is a sensation on harder surfaces that you feel that pressure of that stud, and I'm not sure why. That's something that Nike kind of didn't fix it before they released the shoe, but it's not a big deal. Again, like I said, the coating on these shoes it's gonna make it easier for you to clean, unlike the Superflies. Like I showed you earlier, they did get damaged when I brushed it, but this one's has a waxy coating, so if you do want to use a brush to clean it, I would say it would be fine. However, once you use it again, like you see how dirty it is right now, the next time I used it and I didn't get as dirty as I did the first time, actually it kind of cleans up on its own. And here you can see me using it a second time in my play test. And again, the shoe is easy to clean. It's easier to clean than the Superflies. And the stud pattern in this grass is a lot taller. It's a very tall grass, I would say, compared to what a well-maintained or well-kept pitch would be like. But this is a public park, so you know, I cannot ask for more. I don't go to the AG pitch that I used to go to before because I don't have a lot of time for that anymore. Work has kept me busy. And again, here I'm just trying to do curls on the ball and trying to test it myself to see how well I can curl the ball. Now I'm trying to go around the post and perhaps over that sign that you see right there. So here's a good shot that I got. It went over that post and it went down. So this is like a downward spiral. So this is kind of the shot that I'm trying to do when I'm using this setup, so I'm not in the other fake post that I'm imagining. Oh, there goes the ball. Nonetheless, I feel that I really enjoy doing free kicks with this shoe. It's a very barefoot feel to it because it's not a really cushioned shoe. However, the grippiness is really enjoyable when kicking this ball. So if you have good technique, you'll be able to curl the ball around posts like this. Or if you're actually playing in real matches, you'll be able to get good curls over the fence wall. Nonetheless, finally, I think that this is a pretty awesome shoe. I would compare this to the, of course, the Predators. But honestly, like, it's nothing compared to the Superflies. The shoe feels really close to the ground, and I would say that I would recommend this shoe if you have wider feet. Go through the size, just enjoy the hell out of these shoes. I do think they compare to the Predators, and they're both kind of narrow, but at the same time they give you that wiggle room to use them for wider feet. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, we'll see you on the next one. This is Football Watch 90.